nice, and Bailey's going to be able to mute people at the end of this. We will have questions. I'm really loud. I know my entire life has been spent with people telling me, tone it down. But I don't know if you have volume control on yours, but probably needed, but I can't help you with that. Okay. So I'm Paula Milligan, and I think most of you know the scoop. I'm trying to see if there's like a whole bunch of new people that don't really know where this came from, but like a lot of you have been with me almost since day one, like Maria and Robin, Bailey. We've had a lot of people, but there are some newbies too. So basically, you probably know I retired from the Niagara SPCA August 2019 in order to do this. I saw how many old dogs end up in shelters and people do not adopt them, which is very sad. I mean, they do occasionally, but not as frequently as they should be. And these dogs are ill-equipped to be in the shelter because the shelter full of other lots of barking dogs and concrete and that sort of thing. And most of them have grown up, you know, on sofas, sitting on somebody's lap. So it's just not a good thing. So I thought, let's do this. But then because I am a community activist and I'm very, very, I really am, I think, what did I just do? What did I just do, Bailey? Okay, I don't know what I just did. Will that go away?
I'm not sure what you're seeing. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing like the screen with everybody like scrunched down and made small. And then something over here, which is post attendee Zoom Google Chrome.
At the top right, you should see a little grid maybe. And it says gallery view.
You know what, guys? This is like, oh, yay. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I'm really a techno wizard too, just so you know. Anyway, so I really want this to also be a place that is a masterpiece for our community and that is going to help a lot of people as well. As we all know, dogs are very therapeutic. They're necessary to our well-being. And I think that that is where we're going to also be beneficial to our community by providing dogs for people. Amy, I see you're here. Hi, hon. So one of the first things I'm going to do is introduce you to Amy Stabluski. Did I pronounce it correctly? She's about to launch our wine campaign, which is starting at March 1. And I just wanted her to come on today to tell you a little bit about it. And then she's got other stuff to do, so she's going to go away, I think. But in the interim, Amy, if you want to just tell us about the wine situation that we're about to launch.
Sure. Thanks, Paula. I'd be glad to. Thank you, everybody, for having me on your Zoom meeting. So I met Paula through Facebook. I happened to stumble upon your group, and I thought it was a really great cause. And so I am a rep with One Hope Wine. One Hope Wine is a winery out of Napa, California. And we're a winery that gives back to non-for-profits of all sizes. So, you know, I was talking to Paula about the opportunity to have a fundraiser with your group, and she and a couple of the other board members that I had another Zoom meeting with thought it was a great idea. And some of you, like Robin, I see was on last call, have been a part of other pet rescues that have done One Hope fundraiser with other reps in the company. So the way that it works is it can work one of a couple ways. You know, pre-COVID, we were able to actually gather together and do like an actual wine tasting. But nowadays, most of the tasting or just the fundraiser is virtual. So like Paula said, we're going to start it on March 1st and run it for the entire month of March. What I will do is I actually already think I put the group together already on Facebook, where I will invite Paula and, you know, all of you to the group, and you can invite friends and family to the group, and I'll post about deals and the wine, and you guys can post about, you know, the dogs and the rescue, and we'll encourage people to buy wine. And so what happens then is at the end of the month of March, we'll close out the event, and then 10% of all the wine sales, and there is also like merchandise, so 10% of all total sales will go back as a check written to White Whiskers.
Great, thank you, Amy. I just wanted to familiarize you guys with that. My my aim is to keep people engaged at all costs. And you know that COVID has kind of, put a damper on things for everybody, all the nonprofits, all the businesses, everything. But I want to continue to offer things from us that will keep people at least seeing how hard we're working to get this to happen. And so this is one of the things that's going to go on with us. And Amy, is there anything else? Does anybody have any questions about that or anything? There will be more information. And it will be easy to do. It's basically a catalog that you write that you can order from.
Yep.
And you can order with friends so that it's cheaper, because the shipping's expensive bottle per bottle. But if you order a case together, and that's a better deal, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Amy. Unless
No problem.
you want to say something else?
No, I was just gonna say, I'll offer, giveaways of like, picking up shipping, like on, a weekend or two for your group members, or like a giveaway, like an Amazon gift card or whatever, just to engage people. And then, if we want to, we could do like a Zoom happy hour in the middle of the month or something, where if people like, buy their wine and get it, we could all hop on a Zoom with whoever wants to find out more about the give back and White Whiskers. And yeah, cheers to you, Rob. That's perfect. And so, so I'm willing to do that as well. So you guys just let me know. But as of, March 1st, you'll probably start getting invites for the White Whiskers wine fundraising group too.
And just so you know, you guys, Amy is astoundingly cool. She's like what are you, a biophysicist or something at Roswell? You have some swanky thing that you do, which is, I'm so enamored of that. What is it?
I run a research facility there. So we help people create genetically modified, different like cell lines and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, impressive. We collect cool people, man. That's the deal. Okay. Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. That was great. So anyway, guys, now I'm going to go back to the like bare bones of things. Where we are financially, we are currently at $108,000. And we are in the midst of also doing our first tax return. I'm not doing it, thank goodness, because that would be a disaster. But we've hired, official people who know what they're doing, which is great. I've been looking into grants. A lot of people sent me the Gray Muzzle grants. That's an organization that gives grants strictly to groups that are working with senior animals, senior dogs. But the problem is they want you to be up and running before they give you anything. So that's not something that's available to us. And I know a lot of people were asking me about that. Most grants right now are not approachable. They are doing sort of, they're giving money to places that really are in difficulties. We don't have any dogs to take care of, and therefore we don't qualify as an emergency situation, where things like people needing food and people about to be evicted and animal shelters that have to provide for their animals. So we're not in that class right now. So I can't really be pursuing grants. But once this opens up, I absolutely will be. Just so you guys know, I want you to know that I am a grant writer, and that was something I did for 10 years at the food bank. So I'm sitting, waiting, perched, waiting, and looking for opportunities. As far as the property is concerned, we're still struggling a bit to find a place. Not struggling a bit, we're struggling a lot. Part of the problem, our ace realtor tells me that it's currently very much a seller's market, and consequently prices are deeply inflated. Oh, Kelly can tell us that too, because she's in real estate. That's right, she's nodding her head. Properties come up and they are almost immediately sold. I can't believe the rapidity with which they get sold. And like I said, the prices are greatly inflated. So maybe it's just as well that right now we're not in a position to be able to afford that. We do have a gentleman working with Gary Bluestein, who is a friend of his, who is a builder, who has been scouting out land for us where he might be willing to build something for us. But that also, zoning is another issue that we always butt heads with, because zoning, interestingly enough, if it's zoned agriculturally, you can have all the crowing roosters and mooing cows and whatever you want on them, but everybody stops short at barking dogs. They get very nervous about barking dogs. And because I don't want to spend my days in court defending my dogs that are barking. We need a place that has a lot of space around it, and a place that's, I don't want it to be too isolated, and I need it to be a place that everyone can access even in some of the worst weather, because I don't want to be picking up after 25 dogs every day by myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need volunteers to be able to get there. I do intend to live on the property. That's very, very much the issue. I want 24/7 companionship for the animals. I don't want the place closing down at night and nobody's there. It used to worry me with the shelter, and I know that's through no fault of their own, but that people would be gone for 12 hours, you know, if the furnace goes or whatever. That's a dire situation. So I want to live on that property. And I will sell my house and invest the funds from my house, which is modest, by the way, but nevertheless will be helpful. That will go into this as well. So we are trying to do that also. And we have, you know, I'm trying very hard to keep us engaged with things, as I said before. We have the Senior Adoptables page, which is basically run pretty much by Kim. And we do partner with all the local rescues because I think that's important. I'm not an exclusive, competitive, you know, like, no, we're better. I think I'm more like community spirited in that sense. So I want all of us to thrive. And when we are open, we will be doing mutual fundraisers on our property. We will also have a lot of cultural situations going on. I want Philharmonic members playing on our lawns. I want lecturers to come and speak to us. I want all kinds of things going on, but everything, you get to have a dog on your lap at the same time, which I think is, you know, heaven, right? Who doesn't want to listen to a lecture on how to write a short story with a big old dog lying on your lap? It's the best. But anyway, that's going to lead me into the next thing I was going to talk about. But I do want this to be like a center with all kinds of things going on all the time, so that it's a very exciting place to be, and it's a good place for people who may be feeling depressed, or maybe feeling, you know, like they're isolated or whatever. I want that to also be a component to this. And like I said before, dogs very therapeutic. So the wine sale is going to be all of March. And then mid-March, we're going to break down, we're going to do a bulb sale, like plant bulb sale. There's a company in, I think they're in New England, and they will ship bulbs everywhere. So if anybody is interested in that, that will be another thing. It's going to be very easy for us. These fundraisers are great because they're basically driven online. And all you have to do is order, and then we get a percentage of the profits. On that one, we get 50% of the profits on the bulbs, which is mighty, in my opinion. And then after that, we have an auction, which Robin and Kim, once again, they are masterminding. It's memorabilia and collectibles, correct, ladies? Okay, you're both muted. I like that. Yes, they're nodding. Okay, perfect. Wow, this is kind of, okay, I'm sorry. I digress. I do that squirrel thing a lot, so sorry about that. Squirrel. But anyway, yeah, so they're going to do an auction. It's collectibles and things. After we're done tonight, Bailey is going to send everybody who attended this some information and follow-up information. And one of the things that will be included in that will be a link to get to Kim and Robin in case you have something you would like to donate to this auction. And by memorabilia, I think we're talking things like baseball cards and, I mean, just collectibles, things like that, teacups, you name it, right, guys? You probably, can you unmute one of them so they can give us a little more info, Bailey, on like what they're looking for?
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay. Oh, no, not Kim.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to mute myself. Robin, you can talk.
No, go ahead.
Oh, gosh, any kind of collectibles. NASCARs, toy figurines, dolls, precious moments. There's a variety of them. We're
Okay.
open to any.
Okay, we also have, Diane is working hard on eBay, Diane Piesca down here. She is working very hard with eBay. So we also have been doing, and she's been doing really well. So she had some very exclusive purses that she sold. We were given a bunch of Armani statues and those sold really well. So some of the stuff is going there, the higher end jewelry that we get donated. Kim also helps on that art page. We have an local artists make these wonderful items and they donate them to us exclusively. We get 100% of the profits. Mary Gross is the artist and Kim together. They work this page out and it's wonderful. And right now we have a number of ladies crocheting wonderful things for us. And I mean, it's an amazing grassrootsy kind of adorable venture, in my opinion. They come up with some phenomenal stuff and we've gotten a lot. How much has that raised so far, Kim? Like 11,000, 12,000?
Last year was 11,000, and this year we're off to a really good start. And it's only
Yeah,
end
it's
of
an
February.
amazing thing. So that's another one of the, and on our adoptables page, I think we've probably helped to rehome about 70 dogs thus far, which is pretty exciting. Dogs, senior dogs, and dogs with a lot of issues, dogs that come in from people that have not had a vet in 8 years, 10 years, and they bite and oh my God, whatever, and people have taken them on. It's very exciting. We're partnering with another rescue called Seven Hearts Maternity, and they're helping me do the things that I can't do, which is vetting the adopters, making sure that they're following through on getting the vet records and all of that, so that we know that these animals are going to good homes, which is really exciting as well. So plus we allow all the rescues in town, if they have senior dogs they're having difficulty finding homes for, we will help them promote those. So that's our White Whiskers Senior Dog Adoptables page. And Kim's and Mary's art page is called Artistic Creations. So we're doing well. We've branched out quite a bit. The last thing I want to talk about before I open this up for questions is a new series that we're starting. So I mentioned before that I really want this cultural center on our property. And of course we can't do that right now, but what we can do is we can offer these really cool, and I do mean cool, seminar situations on Zoom. Kelly's working on this with me, Bailey's working on this with me, and basically what we're going to do is every week we're going to have a lecture on Zoom, and that we've got a wide, crazy variety of things. Next week is I have a senior sanctuary that's out of Brockport, and that woman is kind of being my mentor. She's giving me all kinds of information on things that I would never have thought of, but she's been doing it for years. Hers is not a 501c3, it's just out of her home, but she has anywhere from 12 to 15 dogs at a time. And her name is Lori Lamonaco Newman, and she's going to be our first speaker next Monday night at 7. If that interests you, she's going to tell us about that. She's going to introduce us to some of her dogs, and then she also will be available for questions. Following her presentation, my friend John Brady, who is a wonderful musician, singer-songwriter, and phenomenal guitarist who does a lot of blues and stuff, he's going to play some of his original music and talk about where that comes from. That's on the 8th of March. This whole series will be also recorded and available on our website, so you can revisit things if you'd like. After that, I have my veterinarian, Dr. Latson, who is also one of the world's leading knowledgeable voices on fish. He takes care of the fish at the aquarium. He's a really cool guy. He's very laid back, and he's going to do a thing on likening the parvovirus that dogs had with this pandemic right now. He's extremely brilliant, and it's going to be a wonderful thing, and I think that'll be interesting. And then at the end, it'll be like Ask Your Vet if you have some questions about dogs, etc. Following that, we have an Elvis impersonator who dresses his whole family up like Elvis, and they all do stuff, and they're going to do like a craft thing. That's going to be on a Saturday afternoon because that's more for kids. His name is Richie Durwald, and if you saw the picture on our Facebook page of him with his kids walking their dog dressed as Elvis, the kids too, it's kind of awesome. And his dogs are going to show up in this thing, and it's going to be amazing. Then after that, I have the woman who's the president of Know How Tours, and she's going to talk about travel and destinations and that kind of thing. Darlene Faulkner is going to teach all of us how to crochet an Afghan, and her work is stunning, absolutely beautiful. Following that, we have Kelly Casal, who is, in my opinion, the world's leading, although not world, but certainly our area's leading TNR, cat trapper, you know, the trap, neuter, release person. She's been doing it. She cleaned up Gasport of all their feral cats. She's amazing. After her, we have Mick Trunzo, ta-da, of the Trunzo Hunt Real Estate Empire, is going to tell us how we can become real estate people, real estate sellers. So guys, you can see this is a variety of wonderful things. Coming up after that, I have a vegan chef. I've got a bunch of stuff. So it's going to be really cool. And this is my gift, our gift to our community, because we're all bored. We're all sick of being in the house. And if you don't like all of these, you don't have to come to all of them, but you can come to one or two if it's something that specifically interests you. And if you know somebody who has some expertise in an area, who wants to show us how to build a birdhouse online, or wants to, I can't even think of other things, but has ideas how to cut your own hair, I could certainly use that. You know, oh, and I have a zombie impersonator who's going to show us how to do zombie makeup. And he's a real character, so he's also going to tell stories about his life as a zombie. So I'm telling you, it's a wild variety of stuff, but I think it will be fun for all of us. But as I said, if you have any ideas or something you specialize in that you would like to give this a try, there'll be 30-minute increments and then opening up for questions afterwards. And like I said, they'll be online, they'll be recorded and online, so that if you didn't quite get the directions for making that Afghan, you can go back and revisit it and find that out again. So that's another thing that I think will keep people engaged with us and excited and that kind of stuff. Bailey also will send you some kind of email address where you can get a hold of me. Look at Jim Madison. Hi, Madison. Look at Madison's big old head. Ah, okay, dog love. Everyone take a moment to do some dog love. Okay, I'm back. So I know I'm talking really fast, like I warned you guys about the caffeine, so. All right, so I think we can open this up for questions. Wow, I was able to do that in like 23 minutes. That's unheard of, because I always say about me, like, why say in 10 words what you can say in 60 billion? So the fact that I got through this that quickly. Rob, is that a hand on your screen? Kind of
Yes,
like it.
it's an applause. So there's a
Oh.
reaction button, and I could give you a thumbs up.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I could give you a heart, but I figured that you needed applause because you did it in record time.
Wow, I love that. That's really cool. Look, I got some from Robin too. Feeling so special. Okay. By the way, my dog head-butted me. So when I came on tonight, I had this like huge green, yellow bruise on my forehead here, like I'm growing a unicorn horn. I just wanted to let you know that's like behind the scenes stuff. I'm giddy. Yikes. Okay. So if you guys have some questions you want to ask me,
Paula,
feel free.
I have a suggestion for the series, which is awesome, that I know it's going to be free, excuse me, when people come on, but we might want to, for everyone, put in the chat the link to the website so people can make a contribution. You know, never miss an opportunity to invite people to join at $10 or whatever the minimum rate is. So I just want to recommend that we always make a pitch before and at the end, not to make it a fundraising event, but to always give people an opportunity to give, because they're going to be so inspired, you know, once they learn how to make an Afghan and all that kind of cool stuff.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And Bailey is my techno wizard. She can do all things computer. So Bailey will be able to work that out, right? We're going to make sure we remind people that, you know, you can donate to us if you'd like to, you know.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. That's a great idea. Anyone? Questions, comments?
I have something, but I don't
Yes.
know if Patricia, you got your hand up, so does that mean you want to be called on?
I meant to put a thumbs up for that donation thing.
Okay, because
Sorry.
I didn't want to speak over you.
I thought
I
it was
don't-
a good idea to, Jim was talking? I
Rob?
thought that, yeah, about the never miss a pitch, never miss a time for a pitch for a donation. I like that.
Right.
I didn't mean to put the hand up. I meant to
Oh,
put
it's
a
okay.
thumbs
I
up.
just didn't want to, if you had your hand up, I didn't want to speak in front of you. So I don't know how you can do this. Maybe you can do it as a fundraiser, but when COVID first started, I'm a veteran, and how I found this email, I don't know, but it was Vivid Buffalo was doing paint nights once a month for veterans. So ever since this started, once a month, I've been hopping on these Zoom calls where I sign up for it, and then they deliver the canvases and the paintbrushes and the paint, and then you get on for 2 hours. It's usually the third Wednesday of the month. And so in February, they're not having a paint month, but we were able to send a picture of our dog's face there, and they're giving it to somebody like an artist, and then they would paint it. So in March, we're going to be hopping on the call, and someone's going to help us to paint our own individual dog faces that we sent in. And I don't know if that's some way you can work that into a fundraiser by, you know, touching base with them and seeing if they could do something for you. And then whatever money they receive from people having these Zoom classes, you know, they can donate to the organization.
That's a great idea. We actually, something I completely forgot about is our art project that we are going to be doing. And we stole this, but I asked permission from another shelter in Albany, I think it is. And what they did was they put this thing out. They put out a call for artists, and it does not mean that you have to be a professional. You can be a 6-year-old who likes to finger paint. And then people send in $10 and a picture, a photograph of their dog. And you don't know who's going to do your photograph, but somebody is going to make a representation of your dog, whether it's that 6-year-old with the finger paint or somebody who does it professionally. And then you will get this picture. Now, Lori, who's on next week with the senior situation, she sent her picture in of her dog, and she did get the 6-year-old with the finger paint. And she loved the picture so much, she framed it. So I think this is like a really cool idea, because I don't think, I mean, you make it very clear to people, we don't know who's going to do your rendering. We don't know, but you know, it's a fundraiser, it's fun, it's $10, send us a photograph of your dog, and then we're gonna put them out to these artists, and then you'll get back whatever, and then we'll post them all, because I think that will be really cool. So that's kind of an idea off that, but it doesn't mean that we can't eventually do paint nights. I know that Mary Gross, who is the art page person, does these she calls it pouring paint things, and she was doing classes before we had to close down, but clearly, you know, that had to end. So but anyway, yeah, that's definitely, if you feel like sending me a message on that, just to, you know, remind me, because you know, I
I'll
have
do
my
that.
occasional moments of old and in the way. So
Paula, there's also something similar. I don't know if anyone has ever ordered on Shutterfly or Collage.com that you can get a puzzle. I'm into, we do a lot of puzzles during COVID, so you can get a puzzle with photographs. So you could get a puzzle of your dog that's 500 pieces or 1,000 pieces, and we could coordinate that. Even though people could do it directly through Shutterfly, we could also say, send us a picture. We'll send you a puzzle of your pet, of your dog, and then you make the puzzle. You could pick the size, and then we could add, you know, 20% on it or something to make it a fundraiser if we wanted to. They're anywhere from like $25 to $45. So just a thought. I just got one with my grandkids. It's the coolest thing. So we're making a puzzle of our family members, and it's really fun, you know, than doing a
wow,
regular
that's
puzzle.
an awesome thing. I love that. That's very cool. Thanks, Rob. Bailey, did you write that down? Thank you. Okay, I love that idea. That's great. I love both of those ideas. Thank you, Lisa. I just need a little more information on the how you.
Sure.
And look
I'll
there,
send
she
you-
got the
I'll send
thumbs
you the
up.
link.
Good job, Patricia.
I'll send you the link. And I had one other question.
Sure.
When you were talking about how you wanted the shelter to look, and that you want to live on the property, and that you want to have things going on, is there anything that you had thought about for for people who are veterans who end up in the hospital at the VA and sometimes pass away and have dogs, like for those dogs to, whether they're senior or not senior, to have a place to live? Because I know they go to some of the shelters and then they look for people to adopt the dogs, but is that something that you may have thought about?
That's absolutely something I thought about. And in fact, that was one of the things, because when I was with the Niagara SPCA, they had a pretty well functioning veterans program.
Mhm.
For guys, it was veterans helping veterans, not guys, people. And they would hook up veterans who were experiencing some trouble getting back into civilian life with dogs, and it was such a win-win. It didn't last, but while it was going on, I thought it was a remarkable program. And through that, I started getting involved with the VA, and they were telling me that a lot of times veterans won't go in the hospital for procedures they need because they can't afford to stash their dog anywhere. So what I'd like to do, I want a couple of available kennels all the time, if I can, you know, where in that kind of a situation, if that happens to you and you are a veteran, bring your dog to me, and when you get out, your dog will be waiting and it will get the best care while you're in there.
Right.
So for free, you know, that will not be, we will not charge for that. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. I want to do that with things like people have accidents, people, you know, I mean, there will be a limit to what we can do, obviously, because we're going to probably have a pretty full house, but I would like to try to maintain a couple of kennels that are always available.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay.
Hey, Paula.
Yes.
Hi, it's Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
I could ask you this question offline, but I thought I would ask it in front of the group so that in case anybody's promoting the speaker series, they'd know the answer.
I've been married 9 times. I'm kidding. That's not true.
Okay.
Yes.
Richie emailed me and asked, we were talking about his slot for the speaker series. And I told him no, and I want to make sure I'm correct. He asked, will they be able to interact with him while they're doing the crafts, or is it just a Q&A after?
Bailey?
I thought you said that it was just going to be after, but.
I don't know how, I mean, obviously we're interacting now and this is not disruptive, so that might be able, right? I don't know, Bailey, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I guess it depends on how many people we have. I mean, if there's like 70 people, it might be a little too much people talking over people. But if it's not a huge number, I think that we could definitely do that.
I can just tell them it depends on volume of attendees.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was that, but I thought I better ask.
Yeah, no, great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone? No? Well, listen, you guys, I really want to thank you for about a million things. One is just that you're here tonight. Another one is that you have been supporters of this project. And believe you me, this is not my project. This is our project. And this is something that is going to make all of us very, very happy once we get this up and running. Donna Vallone? Donna Vallone, have you been there all this time? Ah! All the way from Virginia, man. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Love you, Donna. So anyway, God, I completely lost my track. What was I talking about? Does anyone know what I was talking about?
Starting to wrap it up and saying thank you for everybody.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Thank you everyone for being here tonight, but thank you also for just embracing this project. I can't believe, Donna, you have a cute dog. Look at your guy, a beagle. Okay. I can't believe how well this is going, how much the community is embracing this. You know, I've been involved with a lot of different organizations, and there's usually infighting and craziness and people gossiping and murdering each other, and it's horrifying. And this has been such a wonderful endeavor with everybody getting along and nobody, you know, pouring negativity all over everything. I mean, it's just been this awesome experience, I think, for everybody, right, you guys, pretty much? So yeah, so it's such a blessing. And So I just want to thank you for that as well. And I know this is going to happen. I know we're going to do this. COVID nailed us a bit, but it hasn't stopped us. And the fact that we have $108,000 when we only started fundraising in December of 2019 is pretty impressive, guys. Pretty amazing. We haven't been able to do any of those, you know, big swanky basket raffles, which, you know, we really do well with. And, you know, our hands have been basically pretty tied, but guess what, guys? We're still up and running and doing really well. So I just want to do some appreciating of all of you. Thanks, Ann, for that thumbs up situation. I want Ellie on camera, Annie. I miss Ellie. Okay.
Are you going to try
So
and go
anyway,
on TV again?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to try and go on TV again?
Yeah, that definitely is a thing. I do have, oh, by the way, Lisa and Scott Levin are going to do the congratulations. They're making a little video to congratulate the winners of the photo contest, which we're going to play on Monday. So that's pretty cute too, I think. That's great. Thank you, Jim and Mark, for that connection. I think Jim, yeah, right? Jim but Mark knows those guys. Mark's been wonderful too. Sorry, I have to appreciate each one of you separately, but I guess I don't have time. That'll get like overwhelming. So any other questions? Anything else before we go off? Nope. Okay, guys, love all of you. Thank you so much. And we're going to get this done. We really will. I promise. I swear to you, we will get this done. And you can always email me. Bailey will send you my email link. Eventually, we are also going to have there she is, Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Eventually, we're going to have a special phone line that will just be dedicated to this, but I haven't been able to work that out yet. I know Ariana, you mentioned you might be willing to answer the phone sometimes. But that's like in our future. I haven't had that happen yet, but sometime. Look at Ellie. How come they love us so much when they've been through such hell through us? I don't understand. Look at that dog. I would take her in a minute if mine weren't so inhospitable. I have dogs, they hate all others, and they're not even that crazy about each other, so it's great. All right, my darlings. Mwah. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget about our speaker series. If you're interested in hearing about another functioning, up and running dog senior sanctuary, and she's got awesome dogs, then please show up next Monday. Bailey will send that out to you so that you can sign up again. You can register for it, and I'll see you next Monday. Okay, guys?
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you, guys. Love you.
Love you too.